your self-discovery in high school? Because there's a level of self-discovery there. So can you share like your level of self-discovery in high school? Did you start dating then, or did was there any like was the social climate different? Like, can you give us your self-discovery?
Like, I think easier, kind of going back, even though Mike was talking about like fights and just different things, I still feel like it was easier to be social. It was easier to, you know, date or whatever back in our day. This little new age people, I don't know what they got going on.
Right.
I thank
I
God that I don't
mhm,
have to be a part of
mhm,
that. But I will say the self discovery for me is like knowing that I was enough. And I don't know if it's because I think I
mm,
have an old spirit. So, like, where some people discovered that in their 20s or 30s, I think at, 18, well, first off, at 19, I was somebody's, bless you, I was somebody's mom. So I think I, matured, you know what I mean? Like, anyway, a lot faster. But
mhm,
I feel
mhm.
like that was me. Like I was telling myself, like, I don't know if you remember, like back in the day, we would read poems like I am somebody and all the world is
Yeah,
nobody like
affirmations.
me.
Mhm,
I
mhm,
truly was believing
mhm.
that. Like I was
You're
talking to
supposed
myself
to.
like I am
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah,
Like
you're supposed to. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
so I felt like that, like if I could have shared what I was feeling about myself amongst other people. Cause like I mean, I've never been like, overweight, like by society. I've been overweight according to the doctor, but
Mhm.
like I've always been the thicker friend. And back in my day, thick wasn't it, right? Like now the
Right, you were
curvy
fat.
girls are kind of winning, you know
Mhm.
what I'm saying?
Yes,
But
yes.
like the skinny girls was it back in my
Mhm,
day, and I was
mhm.
like considered, the
Fat.
chubby friend or the one with
Mhm.
the round face or that,
Yeah.
and as opposed to
Mhm.
like tearing myself down because the world didn't think I was it in that moment. Like I just did what I needed to do. I knew my face card wasn't going to decline. I was going to keep that hair, done. I was going to keep my
What
clothes together,
you
and I
better
had my
you
little
better
self
know it.
esteem.
Man,
Yeah,
you better say that, India. I know that's right. It's like, "Look, I woke up like this."
definitely.
I hear that, India. What about you, Mike? Your self-discovery in high school.
Um, I don't know. I think I'll just take it back to like I said with the fights. I feel like social media messed everything
What is
up.
this with you
No, no, no. I think no. I'm just saying like just the dynamic of how stuff is going, how it went. Like social media. Definitely didn't have social media when
Right,
I came in.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So that just like when you like it was to that area when we was getting numbers. He was tearing our pieces and getting numbers and all that, whatever. And then at the end of the day, like after we leave a party or something like that, we emptying out the pockets. How many numbers we got? Like I'm saying, like who was most P that day? But outside of that, though, yeah. I mean, social media killed everything. I mean, it helped everything too. It made
It
a lot
does.
of people
Right, right.
military for the shit show. But outside of that too, though, that's the only thing I don't like because it make a lot of people more impersonal. You know what I'm saying? Like
True.
instead of like you said, like you would just go out like plain example, like um I'm the type that when I go out, I don't do social media posts. I rarely make posts. Like I just started social media probably like 4 years ago.
Mm.
I'm the type, whatever. If I want to get my point across, I still go to the old school
The
flyers.
okay,
I
okay.
ain't lying. Like I walk up to people like, hey, you watch movies? You watch movies?
Oh, you are old
You know
school.
what I'm saying?
Like
Just like, yeah, I'm that type. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna beat the street. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here with the people.
mhm. Yeah, so, right after high school, what did you guys do right after?
Uh, I think I just worked for real. I worked. I tried. I did go to.
I was gonna say you went to school for a
I about to
minute.
say I did go to community college. I did that
Right.
for about a year. I almost could have finished for real, but I didn't. It wasn't. School wasn't for me. I think I just did that for my parents because they wanted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like so, but and then it's kind of. I'm not gonna say it's kind of a good thing that I didn't finish, but And nowadays and age, I was going for an associate's degree. Associate's degree is a diploma now. So I wouldn't have went nowhere. As far as business and marketing administration, that was everybody's go-to.
Okay. So did you know what you wanted to do at that time when you graduated, or you were still kind of in limbo?
I was in limbo, like pretty much like, yeah, like I'm out of school. I think at that point I felt like I was grown for real because I ain't had to go to school. And it was just like I worked and all that, but I really didn't have an actual plan. Like, okay, once I get here, I'm the type of person I am. I'm just gonna I'm gonna wake up and let's see where we go from this point.
Right, play it by ear.
Mhm.
So what did you? Okay, so you worked. You had to pay bills. So were you on your own at the time, or you still living at home around that time?
I was still living. I was still at home. I was living with my parents, and then it was just like I met my boo, shorty right here. She had her spot. You know what I'm saying? And then it was just like I was just back and forth with then and there and all that. But
Oh, okay. So
you
that's
know,
where we get into the merging process. Okay, okay.
The
All
merging,
right.
that's
We getting there.
hilarious.
Yeah, we getting there now. We getting to the nitty-gritty.
I
Yeah.
would say so after high school, I went to college too, like Mike. I did not know what I wanted to do. I went to Wayne State in Michigan, and like at first I signed up for nursing, and then I changed it to business, and I didn't finish. Like I was like, what? I need to be making money. Like money is where it's
Yeah.
at. And I
Yeah.
mean, like I said earlier, then I became a mom and that kind of thing. But I did go back to school. And I don't know if we get in there, if you want me to say that now, but
Yeah.
I did go back to school when I turned 30. Well, a little bit in my maybe 31. And I went and got a bachelor's in social work, and then I got a master's in social work. And
Okay, we're
so,
gonna get there. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, but thank you
yeah.
for sharing that part. But we're gonna get into that because I realized I just noticed you was a licensed social worker as well. So I want to get into that as well. But now going back to the merging process, right? And, yeah, I like that. I think I'm put that on a t-shirt. But
That's funny.
so now did you guys know, okay, before you decided to get into the film journey, which we're gonna get to, but I just want to get like before we get into the creative part, because I know we could be here all day when you're talking about your careers now. I mean, of course, but I want to get into the in between because a lot of people don't understand still to this day how the industry is, especially being independent, where it's like up and down. Like you might, when it comes, especially financially, when it comes to anything, involving entertainment, right? So I wanted to know, like, before you got into film, like, what type of jobs did you have? Because you got to pay bills, you needed medical coverage, you needed dental, you needed to, raise a family. Now, let me ask, if you don't mind me asking, India, your first child, was it with Mike or someone else?
Mike, yeah.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right. I'm sorry. I just want to so I just want to get into that in between part.
Okay. So for me, the phone broke up on that last part, but I got the beginning. So jobs
Okay.
before film. So jobs for me before film was I worked in an eye doctor office. So I worked for an optometrist, Black optometrist in Michigan. And I was an optometry assistant. That was what I had went to vocational school and got those certifications. So I did that. And then we ended up moving here to Ohio, and I worked for Lens Crafters, and then
Mhm.
I had some other little odds ends jobs, maybe like 2 months worth, and then I started at what is called Express Scripts today, but back then it was called Metco, and it was a pharmacy, and I worked in accounts receivable, and I stayed there. They got bought out by Express Scripts, and they got bought out by Cigna, but they kept the name Express Scripts. I did that for almost like 18 years. So I was pretty stagnant. Like once we got to Ohio, that's when I got my big girl job, and I stayed there. And that's all my work history up until what I do currently.
Right,
But
right.
Mike, I'll let you say your jobs.
we got to go all the way back from high school.
Yep.
Shit.
Yep.
Um, Mr. Allen's. It was like a clothing store in Michigan. I worked for a janitorial service. I don't remember the name of it. It was I don't know. I ain't gonna give him a shout out. It ain't even worth it. Then I worked. I left there. Then I moved here, and it was just like it was a temp. It was a temp job. I take that back. It was lens crafters. I worked at the actual manufacturer.
Oh,
The actual
okay.
make the lenses and everything else, and the frames and
Oh,
everything else.
that's cool.
So I left there. They did like a layoff, and then I ended up working for this one company. They actually made missile shells for the military.
Mm.
It was kind of like and they did. It was a different type of job, but it was. I worked there for a minute, and then I ended up getting a warehouse job where I'm currently at now. That's really pretty much has got us where we at now for the most part.
Yeah. So, and also, yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that's you know you have current, still have steady jobs as
Mm-hmm.
well, you know, in conjunction with you know the filming and the filmmaking that you do as well. So
Mm-hmm.
I want people to understand that, because even when you know you become self-employed, a lot of people have in their mindset, well, I work for myself, I'm my own boss, I ain't got to answer, I ain't got to go 9 to 5, but you are not going to be able to profit from that for a long time. You still need a regular job now. Like I said, you
Mhm.
still got bills, you still got medical coverage, you still need
Mhm.
your baby needs diapers. Like you still need
Mhm.
until
You
you
need some
I'm gonna wait,
consistent.
Mhm.
I'm gonna wait till I get this big break. I know it's happening soon, I rap for a living. That's what I do. I'm gonna rap. I want to do this. I want to go into movies.
Mhm.
That's my focus. You can't have that selfish frame of mind. You have to make
Mhm.
sure that you have something steady in conjunction with what no, it's going to be hard. I mean, there's going to be times where your sleeping habits going to be compromised at times, but don't let that affect your health, though. But ladies and gentlemen,
Mhm.
don't let that
No,
affect
for
your health.
sure.
Mhm.
Yeah. So,
Sure.
but now we segue into that, though. How do you individually as well as collectively manage, the regular workforce as well as filming and family life, raising children, and like how, what is your approach towards that work
Mhm.
life balance?
I don't know. Honestly, I think I'm still trying to find that. And it's just my personality. I'm kind of
Mhm.
like Mike described his dad, like a person that always is probably gonna have like four different things going on. And I don't settle too much in free time. And I just think it's because I like to
Ah,
be on the
mhm.
go. So for years, and one of the jobs I didn't mention in that little history is that I'm an author, right? I write books. So
We was get into that. Yeah.
but I was
Yeah.
just gonna say, so
Yeah.
for me, I go to work and then I usually come home and do dinner. I hold my little check-ins, my conversations, and then I'm like sitting here in my chair on the computer. Back then it was writing books. Now it's writing scripts or whatever I need to do
Mm,
for a film. And I try to interweave family time into that. So I will say I don't think I get a good grade in balancing it for real, because it all kind of runs together for me. And I try to pick moments like, I'm getting better with Mike, where I'm like, can we
mhm,
talk business real quick without hitting him with it? As
mhm.
soon as he walks through the door, I'll like pick a moment, or maybe we'll settle on a day. But something I have adapted here in the past like 3 years is know anything on Monday. Like, so
Okay.
on Monday,
Good. Good.
I'm usually, watching a show, I'm chilling, whatever the family is doing, I'm doing.
What shows you like to watch?
Like we shoot, the typical stuff like Power.
Yeah.
At one point we was watching The Shy, all the BMF, like all the 50 stuff. We did just do Nemesis. I mean, we kind of are all over the place. We have little comedy shows and
Good.
just
Right.
different things,
Mhm.
that we watch, and that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I don't think I do. I don't think I do a good job of like separating the two. But that is part of when you are an entrepreneur and you still have a 9 to 5. It's only so many hours in the day, right? Like maybe if I was just an entrepreneur, I could say from 9 to 5, I'm going to do business. And then after that, I'll cut it off. I don't get that opportunity because it's like after work, I gotta work for
You gotta work.
our
Yeah,
business.
yeah.
So it don't work well for me.
How about you, Mike? What is your approach towards the work-life balance? What is your approach?
I'm gonna say it really get hectic like when it's coming up close time for filming, right? So India, she's the writer. She sit there, you know what I'm saying? Like she's the creator and everything else. So that's why I be trying to tell her like sometimes like she sit at the computer sometime and just sit there. I'm like, bro, you gotta if it ain't coming to you, just go
Take a
back and you
rest.
know what I'm saying, like
Right.
whatever, but you just
Mhm.
wasting time, your time at that point. You know what I'm saying? She get a little better at that point. But
Okay.
as far as for me though, I'm gonna say like when it comes time close to like when production time, and I'm gonna say like pre-production, production, and post-production, that's when it's like real critical. But like sleep is like obsolete, always tired. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's always something to do. You know what I'm saying? Like either prepare for the next thing or like even I come in like like bullshit, have a list like, okay, I need you to reach out to such and such, such and such, such and such. And or I'm like, okay, then I put that on the list and then on top of the stuff that I already had to do, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, but we get it done though.
How
For
about
sure. But it's definitely tiresome. That's
yeah,
what a
but
lot of
how
people don't know.
yeah, no, it is. I mean, I can imagine how overwhelming it is, and then also having to raise a family. So how like remember again going back to what you said before, India, about you understanding your mom's sacrifice. So do your children understand, what you have to do and a certain sacrifice you have to make?
We hope.
I hope so. Right. I was gonna
You said
say
no.
I hope so. I don't know. I feel like that's one of those questions that as I've gotten older, I think only our daughter can answer that because
How
I
many do
feel
you have?
like
Just how many? Just one?
we just have one. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
But
Mhm.
I feel like there's moments as a parent you feel like you killing it. And then you ask your kid and it's, a whole different answer or whatever. So I will say, I know she understands it because she acts just like me. So our baby is a hustler. Like she has her businesses and just different things that she does for her and she's always on the go. But I don't know if, she appreciates like some of the sacrifices. I don't know how to say it, but
Right.
I don't
Yes,
know.
the grind, some of that
Yeah.
grind, yeah. I mean, I think she will eventually. You think?
Yeah,
Eventually?
oh yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
I think most of us get to that eventually point, right? But it takes a minute to get there.
Yeah, it
I
does.
think that too, like what we was talking about earlier, like far as with our parents, how back when we were younger as adolescents, we didn't see it like that. But then once you become older and mature, then you're like, okay, I see where you
Yeah.
were coming from. That's why
Mhm.
you did that. So I
Exactly.
feel like she'd get it, even if she might now, but if she don't know, I feel like once she gets more mature and everything, she'll get it.
Right.
That's when
I
she'll
think
come
so.
back like, my G, I know I'm like, I've been telling you. That's what I'm saying.
But what might happen, it commonly happens when they become if your daughter becomes a
Mhm.
parent eventually, I think
Yeah,
that's when it might sit in, you know?
yeah.
Mhm.
Because that's how it
Yeah.
usually happens. Yeah. But let me ask you guys, when was the last time you had your physical?
Uh,
Just wondering.
Last year, we go to the doctor over here.
Okay. I was just checking. I was just checking.
No,
Mine
no,
might have
Just
actually been
checking.
sooner, more recently than me. It's time for me to go, but it's definitely coming up. I just got a reminder. But yeah, well, over here, we going to the doctor. We gonna keep insurance.
Good.
We going. We gonna get that checked out. And I mean, even if sometimes you don't want to, we always encourage each other. Like, no, we getting to the age, so definitely it's important to go. I feel like going and getting your eyes checked out, going and getting your
Yes.
your teeth,
Mhm,
seeing the
mhm.
dentist, and shoot, we getting
Speaking
to
of
the
teeth,
age where
you teething over here, India. Like I was distracted by that the whole time. You've been teething the whole time. I mean, yeah. So I see that. I see you been keeping up with your dental. Yeah.
Definitely gonna keep up with that dental, because that's like one of the first things that people see. But
Yes.
now I'm just like, we at the age, shoot, in a minute, we probably need to be making podiatry appointments and, getting our
Oh,
teeth checked out and
yeah.
that kind of stuff. But shoot,
Absolutely.
it's important. Are we going to the doctor over here?
Mhm.
Absolutely. How about you, Mike? When was your last physical? Did you tell me?
Nah, I'm gonna say it was last year though.
Oh, okay. It was last year. Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking. Just checking.
No, yeah.
Yeah, but what are some of the things you do? Well, you know what? Okay. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that too, because that's when we get to the couple thing, that I'll put that aside. But